Namaste. Welcome to today's Hatha yoga class. My name's Peter, and I will be your instructor for today. So find a comfortable place to sit and start to connect into your spine. Rooting down through the base of the spine into the earth and reaching up through the top of the head. Just start to naturally tune in to the flow of your breath as you prepare yourself for this practice. We'll start with a breathing exercise, just placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly, tuning in to the natural flow of breath within you. Start to fill up the diaphragm, the lower belly, with air first, filling from the bottom up, belly, chest, even into the neck and shoulders. Start to feel like you're filling up maximally. Now we'll continue this breathing exercise only using the hands as a guide. So make a wheel as you draw the hands upward and downward, inhaling as you lift the hands, exhaling as you release the hands back down. The goal here is to maintain a smooth, even flow of breath, allowing the hands to be the guide for this process. Focus once again on expanding from the belly up through the rest of the lungs, and then emptying the lungs from the top down, belly last. You can make this breath as slow as you can, as slow as you need to, in order to start to tune in to the more subtle aspect of the energy moving within you. As you increase the expansion of the lungs, remember to stay relaxed and never force any of this breath. Just allow this natural expansion to come with relaxation and a greater tuning in to the present state of being that you're in. Release and ground. Let go of any tension that does not serve you. Bring in fresh energy and life as you prepare your awareness for the rest of our yoga asanas, postures. So exhale your last breath here. Find that neutral position of the spine once again. Taking a deep breath in, we'll prepare for some neck stretches. Placing the hands on the upper thighs, turn the head over to one side, keeping the head in line with the rest of the spine, sitting up nice and tall, just looking over one shoulder, and then slowly rotating to the other side, looking over that opposite shoulder. Just breathing into the side muscles of the neck, creating expansion. Now drawing the shape of the C from shoulder to shoulder, just drawing this U or C shape as you gently start to activate the micro muscles in the back of the neck and shoulders, being gentle on the entire body as you practice, remembering there is no need to force or extend beyond your natural limitation, allowing this relaxation process to unfold at your own pace. You can start drawing circles with the head and neck if you haven't already, and if this is okay for your spine, remembering to protect the muscles in the back of the neck as you make that backward motion, looking upwards, opening the heart. So we'll prepare to nod our head, looking up, Tucking the chin, exhaling, inhaling, lifting the heart, leaning back. Tucking the chin, tilting the head back. Sitting up nice and tall here. We'll prepare ourselves for our next stretch, which is a little bit more of a stretch. You can reach across the top of the head and grab that opposite ear. Just placing the hand gently on the side of the head as you reach those opposite fingers towards the mat. Just find some space. Neck and shoulders. You can reach that opposite arm out to the side, extending through the fingertips to floss the nerves of the neck and shoulders that run through the biceps, the heart and lung meridian. Now we'll switch sides, moving once again slowly, protecting the muscles of the neck, sitting up nice and tall as we maintain this neutral posture of the spine. Take some nice deep breaths into your lower belly. Feel a little bit more space and expansion as you reach through those opposite fingertips, extending the breath a little bit more, and release back to center. We'll prepare for our standing poses. So just take a moment to center yourself. Find that stillness within you as we move through our standing postures. First, we'll be starting with Tadasana, or standing mountain pose. So, find a comfortable place to stand on your mat. Relax up nice and tall, standing up, the feet together about hip width apart. Hands, palms facing forward. Shoulder blades drawn down and back as you reach up nice and tall through the top of your head. You can start to rock back and forth on the toes and the heels just to find your center of gravity. Better sense of balance here. I'm going to do some gentle warm-ups. First, the spine twist. Stand a little bit wider and just gently twist the arms in a relaxed motion. You can gently wrap the knuckles or wrists on that lower spine, generally around the place of the kidneys, releasing excess tension, cortisol. Finding a little bit more space, nurturing the synovial fluid in all of the vertebrae of the spine. And relax back to center. Next will be our hip rotations. So just hinge forward at the hips and draw a circle with the head, doing your best to keep the hips in one place at the same time, originating the motion of the whole body from that junction between the hips and the spine, the sacrum. So draw your circle in one direction and another. Just feeling into this space, extending the spine. Brief marching in place. Just lifting the knees nice and high. Walking in place here, you can bring the arms into this motion. Get the energy moving. You can get a little cardio here. If you want to run in place, you may. Just find that energy growing within you. Stay nice and still. Breathe up. Inhale the arms up nice and tall. You're just sweeping the arms up here. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling the arms down, filling the body up with fresh life force energy. expanding the muscles of the ribs and diaphragm, including the intercostals. This will help prepare us for greater extension through the rest of our yoga postures as we find center and remember to stay connected to our breath throughout our entire practice. Our next posture, half moon, we'll sweep the arms up. You can stand with the feet and heels together, lifting up nice and tall through the spine. Connect, squeeze the legs together, lift up nice and tall, and then reach over to one side. Doing your best to keep your body as if it were between two panes of glass, keeping ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, head, and hands all in a line. It's important to remember to reach up before reaching over, inhaling to create length, exhaling to create more and flexibility. Prepare to reach over to the opposite side. If this is too intense for you, you can always bring your hands down to heart center, at the chest. This is especially important for people with high blood pressure. Reaching up and over, finding space in the body. Exhaling, lowering the hands back down. We'll practice our forward fold next. So remember to protect the spine on the way down, supporting the hands on the legs if you need to. Reaching for a quick back bend. Pressing the hips forward, lifting the heart, then sweeping the arms forward and back. Reaching for the legs, finding a point of contact between the upper and lower body. You can grab the backs of the legs, the ankles, the heels, or wrap the first two fingers of each hand around each of the big toes for a mudra, or energy lock. You can also grab the opposite elbow with each hand. Walking the knees out, finding a little bit of space, and then preparing for a twist up to one side with opposite hand on the outside of that ankle, reaching up and over, and then twisting to the other side, opposite hand on outside of the ankle, reaching up and over. Deep breath. Do your best to look up towards that top hand and release back to center. We'll lift up briefly, find that neutral halfway position of the spine, and then reach the arms up for chair pose, sitting the hips back, creating an even line from the hands down to the tailbone, stretching in equal and opposite directions. 3, 2, 1, change. Now releasing the arms down. Find a little bit of space to breathe. Just feel the benefits of each posture. And then we'll move into our freedom pose. This is like a gentle lunge similar to the Warrior 1, only the feet are about 3 feet apart. Feet are staggered hip width apart. Front knees bent, back legs straight. Lift the arms up. You can lower the hands to the heart at any point if you need to. Focusing on lifting the heart in this posture, reaching the arms up and back, drawing the shoulder blades down and back, keeping the chin gently tucked as you still lean the head and neck back, looking up at the sky. Drawing those shoulder blades together as you open the heart. Take a nice deep breath in and release back to center. Immediately you can switch sides, find your balance. Again, find that gentle neutral position. You can reset the hips, Lift the arms up nice and tall, extending through the lower back, taking nice deep breaths in throughout the entire spine. As you open the heart, you open the rib cage, you open the belly, lifting through the back, staying strong and rooted in the legs, staying nice and tall and elongated through the top of the head. And bring the arms to cactus arms, bending the elbows at 90 degrees to see if this change feels right for you. And then release back to center. We'll prepare for one of our most challenging poses, tree pose. This is standing on one foot, so there's a few variations here. This first one, just bringing the foot of the non-standing leg like a kickstand, or up somewhere on the leg, but not placing the foot on the knee joint. Find a comfortable position. You can use a wall or some other support, maybe a friend, to balance in your tree pose. And if you fall, just try again. You can reach the arms up and out, equal in opposite directions, or up and out like tree branches. Hands at heart center, release. We'll switch sides, once again finding stability on the standing leg. Non-standing leg can be like a kickstand. You can leave that foot there or lift it up to find full expression that is good for you today. Bringing the hands from heart center up and out, reaching through those fingertips, extending. You can bring the palms together above the head, reaching up nice and tall to find a stretch in the lower middle spine. Inhale up nice and tall. Stay strong and graceful. And practice your cactus arms once again at 90 degrees, opening the heart. One more deep breath. Release. Gracefully lower back. We'll be transitioning into our seated postures. So our first will be downward facing dog. So stand at the back of your mat, reach the arms up nice and tall. Find a gentle stretch. You can stretch the shoulders out for a quick shoulder opener before walking the hands forward into your downward facing dog. Pressing the heels back, gripping the mat with your hands like tiger claws, and then lowering down into chaturanga and upward facing dog, lifting the heart, relaxing the shoulders, keeping the toes turned now facing down on the mat. Look up, release back to the mat, and press yourself back onto your hands and knees. We'll practice our cat-cow, so rounding the spine and arching the spine. Exhaling as we round and tuck the chin. Inhaling as we look up, lift up. Reaching through the heart as we round the spine. Inhaling, engaging the lower back, middle back, upper back. Finding your own flow here. And just remembering to maintain an awareness of all the vertebrae in the spine. Finding a little bit more space in the heart and the shoulder and the neck, just as much as in the hips and the tailbone. Release back to neutral. Next will be our bird dog, assisted by our friend in the background. We will be reaching up and out, just like we're preparing to fly. Reaching opposite arm and leg out. Then bringing elbow to knee. Once, twice, and 3 times. Really engaging the breath. Lift up one last time. And release back to the mat. And switch sides. Reach one leg, an opposite arm up, finding space to reach in equal and opposite directions, forward and back, and then drawing the knee to the elbow as best as you can. Reaching up, exhaling, drawing the knee in, and last one, inhaling up, exhaling, drawing elbow to knee, and inhaling, lifting up one last time, stretching equal and opposite directions, and then lowering back down to the mat. The next posture, we'll just reach back, sit the hips back towards the heels, reach the arms forward, find space in child's pose. You can also bring the arms back by the heels, or leave them in front. Doing your best to tuck the chin, bring the shoulders to a relaxed state, and prepare for our low lunge warrior combination. So we'll briefly press back into our downward facing dog, and then we'll slowly walk one foot forward between the hands. Just lift and slide that foot forward. And just finding this position where the upper body is resting on the top of that front thigh. And then reaching the arms back and up, sweeping them up with an inhale. Slowly rotate that back foot out 45 degrees. Open the arms. Bend that front knee to about 45 degrees so that it sits directly above the front ankle. Reaching hands in equal and opposite directions, palms facing up. Looking out over the front fingertips, reaching the back arm back, looking up towards that top front hand. And then windmill the arms back to the mat. Finding that low lunge once again, reaching back. And we will switch sides, walk the foot forward, however it comes, and then finding a space to place the hands on either side of the foot, then inhaling the arms up, reaching up, and then reaching out, equal and opposite directions. Keeping the hips in a line, spine in a line with the hips so that you're in a neutral position of the spine. Strong, yet relaxed. And we'll reach that back arm back, lifting up, looking up towards the sky, finding a little bit more space in the rib cage once again. And then release, sweeping the arms back down to the mat. Stepping the foot back, we'll lower back down into our child's pose. Breathe into those spaces of compression, tension, tightness, knowing nothing should ever be painful. And if you're breathing into spaces of compression, this will help creating more relaxation. You can interlace the fingers here briefly behind the back. Lift the hands up, squeezing the shoulder blades together so that the hands are behind the back. Opening the heart as you reach the forehead towards the mat. And then use the strength of your arms to lift your upper body up. Sitting back in Thunderbolt, firm pose, Vajrasana. Just sitting back on the heels as best as you can. Lifting the heart, keeping the spine neutral. And we'll prepare for our seated forward fold. So scoot feet out in front of you, sitting up nice and tall. The legs can either be bent, and you can reach for the legs with them as bent as possible. Reach for the feet. Or straighten the legs, inhale up nice and tall, and then allow the hands to reach where they do, slowly walking towards the feet. Eventually grabbing the feet. This is good for you. You can reach for the toes once again and use the strength of the upper back and the arms to pull through here. Stretching the upper back, upper body just as much as the lower body here. Finding a little bit more length, strength, relaxation with each deep breath. Inhale up nice and tall. Reach up. And we'll make a subtle transition so you can cross the legs and then bring them under you so that you're back on all fours, then lowering down onto the belly, preparing for Superman or locust posture, Salabhasana. We'll bring the arms out with a T, squeezing legs, squeezing arms, entire back, lift the body off the ground. Engaging all the muscles of your posterior chain. Maintain this posture for 2 more nice deep breaths. Lowering back down briefly if you need to. You can reach the arms forward. Practice a different variation. Reaching now in equal and opposite directions, focusing on lengthening, lifting, and lowering and relaxing. Press ourselves back into child's pose once again. A little bit more space after this back bend. Grounding, nurturing. Our next posture will be a seated spine twist. So find a comfortable place to sit, then bringing the heel of one foot close to the glute of the other, twisting over to one side, crossing opposite arm across that front knee. And twisting through the lower spine, middle spine, then upper spine. Sending breaths equally throughout each vertebrae. And we'll slowly release, switch sides, crossing that front foot right next to the top of that front knee on the opposite side. Supporting our lower back here with that back hand as we sweep the front arm forward across the top of the upper knee, bending the arm at the elbow, and make a mudra with the thumb and the first finger. Taking a nice deep breath in, looking over your shoulder. One more deep breath in, nice and tall. Release, slowly relaxing out of the twist. We'll set ourselves up in a butterfly posture. So bring the soles of the feet together as best as you can. You can lift the hips here on the seat if you need to. Pressing the forearms into the upper thighs, you can flap your butterfly wings. Finding release in the sacrum, the hips. Then turning the bottoms of the feet, soles of the feet open like a book. Using the muscles of the thumbs to turn those feet upward towards the sky. Inhale, round the spine forward. Find a little bit more space as you reach forward, and then sit up nice and tall. Prepare to lie down for our supine floor postures. First will be our bridge pose. So we'll just sit flat on the mat. Lay down flat on the mat. Take a nice deep breath in here. Relax the spine, relax the belly. Then bend the knees, bring the feet closer to the glutes, pressing the arms into the ground as you lift the hips up towards the sky. Feel like your feet pressing into the mat, nice and strong, lifting the hips up as if an invisible cord was pulling you towards the sky. Deep breath in. And release back to the mat. Extend the legs, reset the spine, and then draw one knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers just below the knee and hug it into the chest, pulling it towards that shoulder of the same side. This massages the muscles, the organs, the abdomen. Then we'll tuck that foot behind the opposite knee on the back side of the knee and rotate across the body, leaving our opposite arm on the top of the knee to press it a little bit closer to the mat, and then drawing it back into the chest before releasing it and bringing the other knee into the chest. Taking a nice deep breath in here, extending the muscles of the spine, and then rotating the knee over. Doing your best to keep both shoulders flat on the ground here, keeping the upper body grounded as you twist through the lower spine. Breathing into the side body, lower belly, coming back to center, pulling that knee into the chest, and then releasing back to the mat. Briefly pull both knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Rock back and forth a little bit here. And then cross one ankle over the top of the opposite knee. Thread the hands through the legs so that your fingers are interlaced on top of that knee again, just below the knee as you draw the legs in towards the chest. Breathe deep into the glutes, hips, lower spine. Switch sides. Maintain this flow of breathing as you release the musculature, the energy in the hips and the lower back. And release. If you like, you can briefly extend the legs over the top of the head, pressing the arms down into the mat for a plow pose. Remembering not to turn the head and neck here, and then slowly releasing out of the posture. Pressing the elbows now by your sides into the mat, lifting the chest, lifting the heart, We'll extend through with this fish posture, doing our best not to jackknife the neck, allowing the crown of the head to reach towards the mat as we lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the elbows into the mat as you lift up and release. Reset the spine. Bring both legs up. Do your best to grab the outsides of your feet, bringing those knees in, the arms inside the knees. For a happy baby, you can roll around, extend, and release back to the mat for our final Savasana. As we settle into our Savasana, our final resting pose, gently release any leftover tension that you still have by fully inhaling, tensing the body, the entire body, and then releasing, relaxing the entire body. You can try this 2 more times. Inhale, tense the body completely, and then exhale, fully relaxing the body. Last time. Inhale, tense, exhale, release the entire body. Now find your natural rhythm, natural flow of breath. So you start to release into deeper and deeper layers of relaxation. We'll start moving from the toes all the way up to the top of the head, relaxing progressively as we go. Focus on sending the breath and energy throughout the entire body as we practice. First, releasing the muscles of each toe, the bottoms of the feet, ankles, and heels, sending deep breaths and releasing the legs, the calves, the thighs, the knees, releasing the hips and the groin, the lower back, sacrum, releasing the entire spine into the mat, moving one vertebrae at a time as you relax deeper and deeper, releasing the muscles, the hands, fingertips, palms, wrists, forearms, elbows, biceps, and shoulders, all releasing completely. Relaxing the muscles of the abdomen, the chest, the heart, opening these spaces up to new life, releasing the muscles of the throat, the neck, the chin, and the jaw. Finally, relaxing the muscles of the face, the eyes, the mouth, ears, the nose, with a smile, even the top of the head. So you focus on bringing new, fresh life, fresh energy into the body. Relax and feel your body expanding with golden radiant light from within. As this light grows, you feel lighter and lighter until you dissolve into the fabric of the universe. We'll practice a brief seated meditation, finding a comfortable place to sit. Root into the earth through your hips and tailbone as you sit up nice and tall, lifting up through the top of your head, making your spine strong and elongated. We'll begin to center our awareness in the spine and brain, gradually drawing our attention away from the outward movements and sensations of the body into a calm, relaxed space of stillness. Maintain your natural flow of breathing as you start to attune your awareness to the movement of the inflow and outflow of the breath. Do your best to make this breath as smooth and even as possible, fully relaxing the body here. Releasing from any patterns of fidgeting, thinking that you have to be somewhere or doing something just temporarily. Tuning in to the flow of the breath as you experience it in the nostrils, the chest, and the lower belly, filling up the lungs completely. You can take a few nice, strong, deep breaths here. Fully inhaling, fully exhaling for up to a count of 10. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhaling 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Practicing at your own cadence for a few more breaths if you need to. And then gradually releasing into the stillness. Keeping the heart open here, rolling the shoulders down and back, lifting the heart, lifting through the top of the head, at the same time drawing the rib cage down ever so slightly so you're not overly jutting the chest out either. Just maintaining this even, active, yet relaxed posture of the spine. Again, tuning into the awareness of the breath as it flows through the lungs. Start to feel that there is this current of energy that moves up and down the spine with each breath. On the inhale, the energy travels from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And then on the exhale, the energy naturally extends back from the head through the entire spine and body. Now maintain the awareness of this energy moving as you keep your breathing natural, not trying to do any exercise or take excessively deep breaths, just allowing the breath to be smooth, even, relaxed, and natural. Tune into this energy moving up and down the spine. With every inhale, it rises. With every exhale, it descends. Now focus your awareness at a point about an inch above your eyebrows, somewhere in the front of your brain. And focus on this point of light, the prefrontal cortex, the third eye, the Christ consciousness center. Bring your awareness to this spiritual center in the body, sending all of your attention and focus to this point as you inhale, drawing the energy up the spine into this point between the eyebrows, and then allowing the energy to descend back into the body from this point. Once again, inhaling the energy up the spine to the point between the eyebrows, and exhaling that energy throughout the whole system. Again, you can picture light at this point between the eyebrows, and imagine that you're gently directing your eyes upward ever so slightly to this point, as if it was like a mountain somewhere up and off and in the distance. Maintain your focus at this point between the eyebrows as you allow the energy to be magnetically drawn up the spine with the inhale, and then shower across the whole body on the exhale. You can repeat this practice at your own pace, remembering to maintain this neutral, relaxed posture with as much stillness as you can, releasing all bodily movements, bones, muscles, skin, anxiety, depression, churning thoughts. Release them all. Relax into blissful stillness. We'll finish our practice with a chanting 3 ohms. Start by rubbing the hands together, magnetizing the energy in the palms and the heart, taking a big breath in. Namaste. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for being kind to yourself. Have a wonderful day.